We're going to start seated. Actually, we're going to start kneeling. So feel free to grab blocks, pillows, whatever you might want to put under your bum so that you can be kneeling on your shins, the toes pointing right behind your heels and the feet pointing right behind your knees. And both sits bones even on something, the floor, pillow, blocks, many pillows, blankets, whatever it is. And then let your eyes come closed. And just start to drop it. Start to drop into the sensations in your shins, your ankles, the tops of the feet, the knees. And when I say sensations, there should be no pain sensations. Hang on 1 minute. And start to drop into your breath. And then bring the awareness down into your sits bones and feel for sitting evenly down left to right. And as you inhale, feel for lengthening up tall, letting the crown of the head float up and the back of the neck get long. Feel the shoulders slide down the back so the heart gets proud, lifted. Then feel the belly draw in at the bottom of the exhale so your low back gets longer and your tailbone starts to anchor towards the floor. And then soften in the face and soften in the jaw. Start to find your Ujjayi breath, that washing of the breath or that slight constriction of the breath through the back of the throat so you can begin to hear your breath. Start to feel the breath slowing down, lengthening, getting fuller and deeper and more expansive. And we're going to take our hands to our ribs so that the thumbs wrap around the back ribs and the palms are kind of at the side ribs and the fingers wrap around the front of the ribs. And then exhale, wherever you are on your breath cycle, go ahead and exhale all of the breath. And then Ujjayi breath, take a big inhale. Feel your belly fill up, and then as you come into your ribs, feel the ribs expanding out front to back, also side to side, and then let that breath continue to travel all the way up into your chest and feel your collarbones start to widen. And then as you exhale, the collarbones soften. You feel your hands start to draw closer together as the ribs knit back together, and then the bottom of the exhale, pull the navel up and in so you're emptying all of the air out. And inhale, belly, up into your ribs. Again, feel like there's this balloon expanding into your hands. Feel that sensation all the way up into your chest. Exhale from the top down the chest. The ribs slowly deflate. The belly deflates. And then at the end, you're using your abdominals to exhale every last sip of breath. Take a few more like this. Once you feel like you have that sensation and you want to let go of the hands, feel free to let them drop back to the thighs, but have that sensation of the fingers wrapping around your ribs, that expansion and ballooning out into your hands. As you take these next couple of deep Ujjayi breaths, and just noticing the depth of the breath. Noticing if there are any areas that are feeling a little bit sticky or gritty or stuck or tight. And just noticing, there's no judgment. Then go ahead and if you haven't already, release the hands down to your thighs. Keep that Ujjayi breath, but maybe not quite as deep as it was. Fluid, circular, slow and long. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice. Think about those things that hold you steady in your day-to-day life, those things, those people that help hold you up. So as we move through this class and we work on strengthening our own core, working on our own stability. Pay respect to those outside influences that help support that. And then as you exhale, let the hands come to the earth as you bow forward. Walk the hands out in front of you. You're still on the block, that's fine. So now you're kind of in this child's pose. Let the head drop. Let your torso drop. Take one big breath into the back of the body. Feel your sacrum expand. Feel the muscles along the spine lengthen. Feel the back of the heart get expansive and broad. Take it all the way into the back of the neck and wash it into your skull. And then exhale, soften the head towards the earth. Soften your shoulders and your neck. Muscles along the spine. And then again, pull the belly up and in. And then inhale and roll yourself up to seated. Let the head roll up and the eyes come open. Next, inhale, sweep both arms out and up. Stretch up tall. Inhaling. Exhale, cactus the arms. Take an inhale, elbow tips forward, fingertips back. Spread that breath across the chest. Keep your belly and ribs in, and then exhale. Bring the forearms and palms together. Curl into yourself, elbows towards the navel, chin towards the chest, navel towards the spine. And then inhale, stretch tall again. Reach up tall. Right hand grabs left wrist. Inhale, stretch it up, and exhale, take it over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Left hand grabs right wrist. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, up and over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Separate the hands and exhale, set them behind you. Interlace. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Take the knuckles back and then exhale, drag your heart forward and down. Come down any amount. Let the head drop. Let the knuckles reach back and up. And then inhale, come back up. Release the hands to the sacrum. Stretch them up tall. One more time through. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, fingertips back, elbow tips forward, heart big and open. And exhale, draw the forearms together, the ribs, the belly in. Curl into yourself. Inhale, stretch tall, reach the side, body long. Right hand grabs left wrist. Inhale, take it up and over to the right. Bow out your left ribs. And then exhale and actually take your shoulder down a tiny bit. So it's almost like you're a cat back in the upper back cat and side bend. And then inhale, come back up. Left hand grabs right wrist. Exhale, up and over. Take an inhale, stretch, and as you exhale, curl in a little bit. So you feel this in the upper right back. And then inhale, unwind, come back up. Exhale, take the hands behind you, switch opposite thumb on top, shoulders back. Inhale, stretch the heart open, belly stays in, ribs stay in. Exhale, bow forward, head to the earth, knuckles towards the sky, shoulders away from the ear. Beautiful. And then release hands to the sacrum. And inhale, roll yourself up. Go ahead and come off your block and land in a tabletop so that the shoulders stack right over the wrists and the hips stack right up over the knees. Press your hands down into the mat, especially those fingertips and the padding at the base of the fingers, as if you have kind of little gecko fingers here. And then spin the biceps forward. Keep those gecko fingers. See if you can lift your palms so you're on the fingertips. We're going to warm up the hands and the wrists here. So you're up on the fingertips. The biceps are forward. And then as you inhale, let your tailbone rise. Move through each vertebrae. As you lift the heart, lift the crown, draw the shoulders back. Now, if this is too much on your hands, you can flatten them or you can try one at a time. And then as you exhale, curl the tailbone around and pull the navel and press your fingertips into the mat as you curl your back body. One more round. Inhale. Starting with the tailbone, moving through all the way to the heart and the crown, shoulders draw back, fingertips are strong. Exhale, tailbone curls, belly draws in round. And then inhale to neutral. Cat. from here. Curl your toes under. Keep those fingertips on the mat. Press in, biceps forward, belly and ribs in. See if maybe your feet, or your, excuse me, not your feet, but your knees want to hover off the ground. Just try it. Try it. Set the knees down. Set the hands down. Again, you're gripping the fingers. You're gripping at the base of the knuckles. The biceps are forward, belly and ribs in. Now, step the feet back and come into high plank. Now, your high plank can absolutely be done with your knees on the ground. Totally fine. All of the same actions will apply. So, from here, bring awareness back into those hands. You have the fingertips anchoring, gripping, the knuckles gripping, the biceps spinning forward. Press the floor away from you so your upper back gets broad. Then, stretch your mat apart like you're trying to stretch your arms or your hands away from one another. As you press down, you're stretching away. Keep all of that and start to draw the heels of the hands back and feel your low belly turn on. And that low belly is turning on to prevent you from pitching forward. So you're dragging your hands back so much that you're resisting that pitch forward with your low belly. Your tailbone's long, your legs are strong, your navel is lifted, your ribs are lifted. All of that action happening right here. Biceps forward, keep breathing, set your knees down at any point you need to. Find that fluid inhale and exhale. Beautiful. And then exhale, set the knees down. Try and keep your toes curled under and just sit back on the heels. Inhale, stretch your arms up tall, feel your side body get long. And then exhale, set the hands behind you and interlace. Roll the shoulders back, reach the knuckles back, lift the heart. Good. Exhale, set the hands to the sacrum, set the hands to the earth. Biceps forward, belly and ribs in. Same thing with a little rotation. So if you're doing this with your knees on the ground, we're gonna swivel our feet and our hips, but if your knees are on the ground, you're just gonna swivel your hips and then lift that hip away from the floor. So you're still gonna activate the oblique, but without taking so much work in the hands and the shoulders. So that's an option, and that'll make more sense when I explain it. Okay, high plank. Press the floor away. Engage your whole hand, biceps forward. As you press the floor away, lift your navel, lengthen your tailbone, strong in the legs. Now, stretch the mat away and stretch it back. Then low belly is active. Breathe here. Exhale, spin the feet to the left. Good. Now, press the left hip up into the right, the left ribs up into the right, and breathe here. Keep that press into the earth, that drag apart, and that pull back, all at the same time. Inhale, back to center. Same thing. Exhale, feet to the right. Press the mat. Draw it apart. Drag it back. Lift your right hip into your left. Your right waist into your left. You're lifting away from the earth. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, set the knees down. Keep the toes curled under. If you can, sit back on the heels. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Right hand grabs left wrist, take it up and reach it over to the right. Good. Get that left side body nice and long. Now release the grip and reach your right arm also. So both arms are reaching over to the right. And then inhale back to center. Make sure your ribs are in, your belly's in. Grab the right wrist with your left hand. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, take it up and over to the left. Pull the ribs in, pull the belly, and get that right side body really long. And then release the hand and stretch your left arm out too. Big inhale, big exhale. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands to the earth. One more time. Okay. From your knees or from high plank, everything charges. Hands anchor, feet anchor, legs are strong, arms are strong, ribs in, belly in. Stretch the mat apart and back. Inhale, stretch the heart forward and the crown forward, and then exhale, spin to the left. Good. Okay. From here, take your right hand to your left shoulder. Take your right elbow to your left. This is probably where some of you are going to stay. Keep lifting that left hip. Maybe shift the weight into the right foot, pick up your left. It's a lot of work. Set the foot down, set the hand down, high plank. So if you're on your knees, you're not doing that. Inhale here, Exhale, spin to the right. Lift the hips, pull the ribs in, belly in. Left hand to right shoulder. Left elbow to right elbow. Shift the weight into the left foot. Lift the low belly. Exhale, lift the right leg. It's just a little lift. Good. Set the toes down, the hands down. And then exhale, knees wide, big toes together. Child's pose, you've earned it. Walk those fingertips away from you. Tent up onto your fingertips, sink down through your hips. Big inhale, stretch from your tailbone to the crown of the head, from your hip creases to your fingertips. Balloon into your ribs, feel the back ribs expand. Then inhale, walk out and over to the right. Feel that left side body get long. Walk your left hand out to the right and away from your shoulder. Big breath into your left side, and then exhale, roll the left shoulder down, the left ribs down, and then walk your right hand away too. So the right hand's gonna actually be a little bit further than your left. Reach out from your hips and then big inhale. So both sides of the waist are long. Good. And then walk back through center and over to the left. Once you feel that right side body long, again, stretch your right hand out from your right shoulder, roll your right side body down, and then inhale and walk your left hand out from your left shoulder. So both hands are shoulder distance. Both sides of the waist are long. Good. And then inhale back to center. From here, roll yourself up. Keep your toes pointed back behind you, so you're just kneeling. Take the arms and press the walls away from you, spreading all 10 fingers, and then stretch your pinky finger out and down, and your ring finger, and your middle, and your index, and then grab your thumbs and wrap all 4 fingers, stretch all the knuckles down, and press your wrists out and away from you. Good. And then open the hands. Bring them to prayer in front of you, and then flip your prayer so the back of the hands are pressing in, and then lift your elbows and drop your wrists. Drop the shoulders. Good. And then just release that. From here, take the hands back out in front of you, land back in that tabletop, biceps forward, belly and ribs in. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. We're gonna hold in down dog for about 5 breaths just to settle in to that fluid breath again. Feel all that strength in the core that we've created. And then use that lift of the belly, especially the low belly, to lift your sits bones high. Let the head drop. Another breath. And then inhale and look to your hands, and as you exhale, slowly step yourself forward. Bring your feet hip distance right between your hands, hip distance in parallel. Soften the knees, and then inhale, hands to the thighs, heart forward and shoulders back, ribs and belly in, so the spine is long, the backs of the legs are working, and the core is working here. And then exhale and fold. Let the whole upper body hang and sway side to side. Bend the knees, draw the belly in, and just roll yourself up to stand. Let the shoulders roll back, let the palms roll forward. Take a moment, samastiti, eyes closed. Feel your feet on the earth. Feel into that foundation. That sensation of rooting down. And then feel that energy travel up through the feet to the crown of the head. So there's a lengthening. And then come into your midsection and feel everything kind of hugging into that midline, creating that stable support, that strong trunk of the tree. And then inhale, let the arms rise up and feel that stretch up out into space, maintaining that strength in the trunk and that foundation in the legs and the feet. And then as you exhale, go ahead and soften the knees and just forward fold. Inhale, elongate through the heart, turn on your back, turn on the backs of the legs, lift up in the navel, and then exhale, set the hands, take it back, downward facing dog, walk it back. Good, triceps are wrapped in, tailbone is lifted high, belly is strong. From here, inhale, take your right leg, reach it back and up. And on the exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Curl into yourself, press onto the left toes, look to your right thumb, set your foot there, set the left knee down, and inhale, rise into your low lunge. Triceps wrap in, back shin anchors, front foot anchors, and they drag together. And then in that isometric contraction, there's a lift in the pelvic floor and a lift in the low belly, all the way to the crown. Feel that left hip flexor open up. From here, interlace the hands. So you make a fist above your head. Stretch the knuckles up to the sky and the biceps by the ears, ribs and belly in. And then exhale, take the knuckles up and over to the right. Open up your right hand, keep the left hand gripping in the webbing, and then stretch that right hand up and away. And then inhale and unwind. Separate the hands and exhale, set them down to frame that front foot. Curl your left toes under, lift the knee, runner's lunge. Knee can absolutely stay down if that feels more stable. Then outer right hip draws back, inner thighs squeeze together, pelvic floor and belly lift. Okay, left hand stays down, inhale, float your right arm up. Good, draw the right hip back, draw the shoulders back. Reach the heart and crown forward. Long, long, long here. And then exhale, set that right hand down. Right foot's going right up and back, three-legged dog. Sweep it up. Now, triceps wrap in, right leg lifts high. Now spin the right hip on top of the left and flex your foot. Really try and get that right hip stacked, but then press into your left arm so that your shoulders are still squaring. Okay, and then as you exhale, start to lower that right heel down. Think half moon in the lower body. Press the heel away from you, spin the hip open, press into your left arm. Feel that whole right waist, outer hip, stretch. And then inhale, lift the leg, square the hip, and exhale, set the foot down. Inhale, forward into your high plank. Set it up again, press the floor away, drag the arms apart and back, pull the belly in. Relax your jaw, relax your gaze. And then exhale, set the knees down, heart forward, elbows in, and lower down. Take each leg, extend it back, anchor it, extend it back, anchor it. Big toes towards one another. And then hands drag back as your heart drags forward and lifts, shoulders back and elbows tucked. Keep the legs really strong. Keep the belly strong and then hover your hands. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and back. And then lengthen the crown of the head away from your shoulders. So the neck is long. Good. And then exhale, hands down, forehead down, relax. Take a breath. Then when you're ready, on the exhale, you're going to transition back to down dog. You know the options. You can push through hands and knees. You can reverse through a push-up with the elbows over the wrists. On the exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. From here, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bring the knee to the forehead, the navel to the spine, curl in, look to the left thumb, set the foot there, right knee down. Inhale, rise, low lunge. So set up that foundation right away. Drag it together, lift from the pelvic floor up. Interlace the hands again, switch which thumbs on top. Inhale, knuckles reach tall. Exhale, up and over to the left. Keep the right hand gripping. Open your left hand. Stretch it up and away. Really big breath into your right ribs all the way down through that right hip. Big stretch. Keep scissoring your inner thighs and rooting down through the front foot and back shin. Inhale, back up. Exhale, separate the hands, set them down. Right toes curl under, right knee lifts, runner's lunge, heart forward, shoulders back. Really lift through the back of that right leg, lift through the pelvic floor and the belly, and then right hand stays down. Inhale, left arm floats to the sky. Okay, and then exhale, the hand comes down. That left leg stretches up and back. Triceps wrap in, hip rolls open, flex the foot, and then with the hips squaring, start to lower that leg down. Again, think that half moon. Heels pressing away, hearts pressing back to the thighs. Inhale, lift the legs, square the hips, set it down. Come forward to high plank, inhale, press the earth away, drag the hands apart and back, and then exhale, with or without the knees lowered to the belly. Okay. Same thing, legs extend back, heart extends forward, rise up, and then drag your hands back to come up a little bit more. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades, and then once you're up, try and hover those hands. And exhale, release. Take an inhale, rock and release everything. You can stay here, you can come to child's pose or down dog. We're gonna rest for 4 breaths. You choose, transition on the exhale. Couple more breaths, try and find that fluid, you dry your breath in and out again. Okay. From here, make your way to down dog if you're not already there. Inhale, look to the hands, and as you exhale, take a slow walk forward again. Land with the feet hip distance and parallel. Soften the knees and inhale, lengthen the heart. Exhale and fold. On the inhale, rise up, choose your transition to come all the way up, lift the heart, anchor the feet, and then reach maybe up and back for a baby back bend. We're going right back in. Exhale, strong belly, hinge at the hips and forward fold. Inhale, lift, lengthen halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog, walk it back. Triceps in, tailbone high, breathe. Inhale, let that right leg come back and up. Exhale again, knee, this time think knee to chest, navel to spine. Try and compress your thigh to your ribs. And then look at the right thumb and set your foot there. Good. So now we're staying in this runner's lunge. Unless that doesn't work for you, then you're taking the knee down and you're returning to that low lunge. Totally fine. Okay. Take a moment, feel that strength in the legs, that foundation, right hip draws back. Then, keep your left hand down and reach your right arm forward. And then feel that length through the whole right side. And then we're actually gonna take some circles. So inhale, stretch the arm up. Exhale, take it back to face towards your left heel. Release it down by your side. Inhale, forward and up. And exhale, back and down. And we go the other way. Inhale, back and up. Rotate the hand, bring it up, and exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back and up. And exhale, bring it forward, spin your chest back down, strengthen the legs again. See if that left hand can come up to meet the right. And then inhale, rise up into your high lunge. Now you can absolutely be left knee on the ground. Totally fine. Okay, belly's in, ribs in. Left hip flexor is opening here. Settle in, focus the gaze, focus the breath. From here, take the hands and interlace them behind your head. Keep the elbows wide. Inhale, lift your heart, both sides of the waist, and then exhale, drop the weight of the head and the hands and gently press into the back of the head. Keep the belly and the ribs in here. And then gently release the arms, inhale. Exhale, come back up, set them down. A different way of doing a pyramid here. So we're gonna straighten your front leg, bend your back knee, keep the left heel high, keep the arms long, and then lift the kneecap and lift the front of the right foot. Keep bending the left knee and lifting the left heel, and then heart forward. Really big stretch in the back of that right leg. Good. Good, and then set the foot back down, bend the knee again, right away. Inhale the arms back forward and all the way up. From here, spin your left heel down, warrior 2. Front heel, back arch are aligned. Outer edge of the back foot's pressing down. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach your side body long as you bend into that front knee and you open it up. And then from here, keep your arms stretching up, keep your side body long. On the exhale, press your left toes into the mat, pivot your hips back forward, your back in your high lunge. Exhale, the hands down, right leg sweeps back and up. Inhale. Spin the hips open again, but this time bend the knee and drop your foot towards your left shoulder. Press the left shoulder in. Big breath through that whole right side. If you want to circle your hip, you can. Otherwise, we're just going for that extension of the right knee away from your chest. Extend the leg and square the hip. Okay. You can keep the leg up or you can set it down. We're coming into high plank. Inhale. Roll forward. Shoulders stacked over the wrist. Back of the right leg is long. Belly is in. Press the floor away. Drag it apart. Pull it back. Now you really have to engage that left leg to keep yourself from pitching forward. And then set the foot down or not. Lower down with the knees or not. Elbows in all the way to the belly. Keep that leg extended. Other leg comes back. Okay. It's a different kind of cobra than we've done before. Big toes come towards one another. Activate your legs so much that the knees lift. Pull the belly up, press the pelvis down. Take your hands, interlace them right at the back of the head. So your forehead's on the floor and your elbows are on the floor. Now, with the legs extended back, inhale. And on the exhale, extend the legs back and up, lift your navel. Then on the inhale, extend your heart forward and up. Lift your elbows. Lift the back of the head into your hands. Press your hands in the back of the head to come up higher. Extend and lift. Now, if this doesn't work for you, you're right here. Totally fine. We have all those previous postures we've done. And then exhale. Slow her down. Take an inhale and rest. And rock the hips. Do whatever movement here feels good. And on the exhale, you're going to make your transition through hands and knees or through reversing that push-up that land and down dog. Okay. Inhale, the left leg rises. Exhale, curl the knee and compress the thigh to the ribs, the navel to the spine. Look to your left thumb. Set your foot there. Set up your foundation. Back of the right thigh lifts, hips drop, pelvic floor and belly lift. Take a moment. Feel the length from the heel to the crown, that engagement in the core. Okay. Right hand stays down. Inhale, stretch your left arm long. As you stretch your left fingertips forward, stretch your outer left hip back and feel your waist stretching apart. Okay, now we come into those circles. Take an inhale, stretch the arm up. You're going to pivot the hand as you exhale, take it back and down. Inhale, stretch it forward and up, and exhale, back and around. Go the other way. Inhale, take it back and up, and exhale, bring it forward and around. And again, inhale, back and up. And exhale, forward and around. Pause here. Roll the chest to face the floor. Lift your navel, lift your leg, lift your arm. Inhale, stretch up, high lunge. Good. Take a moment to find your bearings and find your balance. And then feel that low belly lift. And the right hip flexor open as you press the back of the right thigh up and bend into that front knee. Good. Interlace the hands again, switch up the clasp. Elbows are wide, heart is high. Inhale, and then exhale, let the weight of the head drop back into the hands. Feel the chest open. Keep the ribs knitting together and the belly drawing in, so you're lifting and supporting your back here. You're supporting the ribs and the heart to open. And then inhale and extend those arms. Exhale, set the hands down. Bend into that back knee, keep the heel high and straighten the front leg, and then lift the front of the foot. So you're on the left heel and the left toes are drawing back, and then extend your heart forward. Fingertips on the earth. Right knee bends more, heel lifts higher, heart lengthens more. Set the foot down, bend the knee. Lift the back of the right thigh again, and inhale, take the arms up. And then exhale, spin your right heel down, open the arms, bend into that knee, warrior two. Roll the right hip open, roll the left knee open. Inhale, stretch the arms up nice and long through the side body, anchored through the feet and the legs. And then on the exhale, press into the right toes, lift the right heel, spin your body forward, inhale. On the exhale, set the hands down, sweep that left leg back and up, three-legged dog. Action through the hands and the feet, tricep spin it in, hip spins open. Bend your knee. You're dropping that left foot towards your right shoulder. You're pressing your right arm into the mat to lift your right shoulder. And then again, you can take circles here or hold right here. Static. Breathing into that whole left side. And then extend the leg and square the hips. Stay here or set the foot down for our plank. Inhale forward to high plank. Three-legged, two-legged, or knees down, you choose. Press the floor. Drag it apart, drag it back, and then again, turn on that right leg. And then exhale, lower to your bellies. Left leg extends back, right leg extends back, toes together. One more time with the hands behind the head. Actually, I changed my mind. Let's take our hands down, palms down by our hips. Take an inhale, feel your navel lift and your pelvis press, and then heart comes forward and up. And as you exhale, legs come back and up, and then let the arms come back and up too. Good. Keep feeling that hug into the midline. It's going to help that lift. And then exhale, hands down. So you choose rest here to your belly, child's pose or down dog, 4 more breaths. Okay. Couple more breaths. Make your way to down dog. And then on the next inhale, look to your hands. At the bottom of the exhale, step, walk, or float, and you're going to land with the feet again, hip distance and parallel. Once you land there, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold back in. Good. So the feet are hip distance and parallel. Take your left hand in front of your left foot, bend your left knee, and stick your right hip back and a little bit out, and then float your right arm up. And then draw your right shoulder away from your ear, and then draw your right hip away from your right shoulder. Keep bending that left knee. It can be on your left fingertips. Good, and then exhale and set that right hand down. Straighten the left leg, bend the right knee. Inhale, get long in the heart, and then exhale, send that left hip away. Reach your left arm up. Left shoulder draws away from the left ear. Left hip draws away from your left shoulder. Breathing. Good. And then exhale, set that hand down. Straighten the leg. Soften the knees, belly and head heavy. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Let the arms float up. Interlace the hands above your head. Flip the palms, press the palms up, press the wrists away, and maybe take the heart and the gaze up for a baby back bend. If that doesn't feel good, you're just upright. And then exhale, come back up. Flip the hands to the heart on Jolly Mudra. Okay. We're going to come into Utkatasana with our feet hip distance and parallel. So feel your feet on the earth, feel into that tripod in both of the feet. And then on the inhale, start to sit yourself down and extend the arms up. Pull the belly in, sit the tailbone back, lift your navel. Good. Sit a little bit lower, lift the heart a little bit higher. Peel your toes up, anchor in your feet. And then set the toes back down. Good. Okay. From here, bring your hands to your heart. Shift the weight into the left foot, pick up your right heel. Good, keep the belly in, keep the ribs in. We're really tying into that core. And then pick up your right knee into your chest. And then send your right leg back, 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 back. Press through the ball of the foot. Bend into that front knee, set the toes down. Inhale, stretch up tall, high lunge. Good. And then, if you feel a little short, you can inch that front foot forward. And then on the exhale, warrior 2, open up. Left knee is opening towards the pinky side of the foot, outer edge of the right foot is pressing down. Inhale, stretch the arms up tall. And then on the exhale, let the right hand float down onto your right thigh. Reach the left arm up and over, reverse warrior. Drop the shoulder, drop the right ear, bend into your left knee. So right ear is heavy to the right shoulder. Left arm is stretching over your left ear. Keep this. Now straighten that left leg, press into your left foot, stretch out to your left arm. Big inhale through the whole left side. Good. Now keep your right ear heavy, but stretch your arms straight up over your shoulder and flip the palm towards your front foot, left foot. Spread the fingers and start to lower that hand down. So right ear is heavy to the right shoulder, left arm stretching out and away. So we're coming into a little neck stretch. Spread the fingers and then slowly lower the arm down. Good. And once the hand is hovering above the hip, release this right hand and help the head up. Good. And then inhale, float both arms up, and exhale, bend into that front knee again. From here, take your left arm up, bend the elbow, set your right hand on top for half archer. Back of the head presses into the forearm, forearm supports the back of the head. Stay here or take full archer, interlacing your hands right behind your back. Inhale, lengthen both sides of the waist, sink into that on the exhale, and then inhale and stretch that leg straight. Kneecaps lift. As you inhale, take your right hip back, so it's like you're kicking that left hip into the right, and as you do that, stretch your left elbow towards your left toes. Both sides of the waist getting really long. You can even soften this left knee so there's no hyperextension in that knee. Keep long. Good. And then gently release that left arm, let it land, probably on the shin or the thigh. Unwind that right arm and let it come straight up, inhale. And then flip the palm so it's facing the front of the mat and reach over your right ear, press into your right foot, elongate your left waist. So everything getting long. And then exhale, bend that left knee, slide your left forearm on top, extended side angle. Beautiful. Okay. From here, inhale back up to warrior two. Take both arms straight up. Exhale, press into your right toes, swivel your body to face the front of the mat in your high lunge. Exhale, set your hands down, straighten the front leg, bend your back knee, right heel high, lift the left toes and pull them back. Inhale the heart forward and the shoulders back. Exhale, come back forward, bend into that front knee. Inhale, stretch the arms forward and then to the heart. Weight shifts into that left foot. Exhale, pick up the right knee back into the chest, set it down, back into your Utkatasana. Inhale, the arms stretch up, and exhale, the legs stretch. Hands to the heart. Really awesome, you guys. Let's do the other side. Okay. Inhale, stretch the arms up, and exhale, sit the hips down and back. Pull the belly in, pull the ribs in. Good. Feel that foundation in the legs. Feel that strength in the core. And then hands to the heart. Shift the weight into the right foot. Pick up your left heel. Feel that core draw to the midline. Shift the weight all the way into the right foot. Pick up the left knee into your chest. Good. And then stretch it back, 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 back. Ball of the foot lands. Shoulders come over the hips and inhale the arms. Stretch up. Bend into that front knee. Lift into the low belly. Inhale here. And then exhale, spin that left heel down, warrior two. And adjust if you need to get longer, just heel toe that left foot back and bend into your right knee. Good. Take a moment here. And then inhale, take the arms up. And as you exhale, step the left hand down. Inhale, reach that right arm up and over. Drop the left shoulder out of the ear. Easy with this left hand. There's no pressure on the side of the leg. Bend into that right knee. Reach out to your right arm. Now, straighten that front leg and reach even more. Kneecap is lifted. Fingertips are stretching. Big inhale. Now exhale and drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Flip the palm away from you. Spread the fingers and start to drag and reach that right arm out. So you start to feel that whole right side of the neck stretch. And then bring that arm out and down until it's right above the hip. Take the left hand and just help the head up. Good. Inhale, float both arms up again. Exhale, bend that front knee again. Right arm stretches tall, bend the elbow, left hand rests on top, half archer. Set it up, chin parallel to the floor, ribs and belly and legs strong and stable. Stay here, or left arm's gonna come around and grab the fingertips. Interlace or grip the fingertips together. Triceps wraps in, elbow reaches up. Big inhale here. And then exhale, straighten that leg. Start to send your left hip back, so you're kicking that right hip back to the left, and as you do that, inhale, stretch your right elbow towards your right toes. Again, little bend in that front knee will help. Keep spinning your chest open, reaching your elbow long, reach, 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 and then release the grip, set the hand down, float that left arm up, Trikonasana. And then from here, bend into that front knee, slide the forearm on the thigh, spin the palm, and reach over your ear, extended side angle. Keep spinning the ribs open, pulling the belly in, and stretching long through the whole left side. And then inhale, pull yourself back up through warrior two. Extend the arms up, inhale. Exhale, press into the left toes and spin your chest forward, bend into your front knee. Set the hands down, bend that back knee, straighten the front leg, lift the toes. And then from here, set the foot down, bend the knee. Inhale, extend the arms forward, shift the weight into that front foot. Exhale, pick up that left knee, set it down, Utkatasana. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, straighten the legs and hands. Okay. One vinyasa to clear it all out. Take an inhale, stretch up tall. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. So this is an opportunity if you want to float back into chaturanga, any kind of vinyasa you want to take. Let this be your own expression of vinyasa. Just move with the breath. Inhales, the lengthening. Exhale as you float back and lower down. Inhale to your belly down, back bend. It can be cobra, it can be up dog. And exhale can be child's pose or down dog. You choose. Good, and then everyone set the knees down. Let them come together. Let the hips drop back to the heels and the arms come behind you for embryo. And just rock yourself a little side to side. And then inhale and roll yourself up. And from here, go ahead and curl the toes under and roll over the feet. Stretch out the arches and the Achilles tendons. And then inhale, extend the arms, set the heels down and the hips down. You can use your hands to lower. And then set the feet out hip distance away from your hips with the feet flat. And set the hands back behind your hips and just outside them with the fingers pointing forward. Lift your heart, roll your shoulders back, and you can stay right here. Or exhale, lift the hips into a tabletop. And then you can stay right here and set your hips between your hands, or send your hips towards your heels, set them down. Heart lift, shoulders draw back, big opening in the front of the chest. Good, and then extend the legs. And then release that pressure on the hands, and inhale, stretch. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, set the hands down again, fingers towards the hips. Shoulders back, heart lifts. You can do that again with the knees bent. So come on up. Or you can do that with the legs extended, hips lifting, reverse the plank. Then we're going to scoot our hips forward again. So press into your heels, slide the hips forward, set them down. Release the pressure on the wrists. And then inhale, stretch up. And exhale, roll yourself all the way down to the mat. From here, inhale, stretch your arms up overhead, stretch your legs long and together so you're in a Supta extended mountain. Tadasana. Okay. From here, slide the arms out to the side in a T. Bring the knees up to 90 degrees above the hips and squeeze your thighs together. Take an inhale here. Pressure back down, pull your belly in, pull your ribs in. On the exhale, with the thighs scissoring together, drop the knees over towards your right elbow. The trick is to hover them, so you're trying not to touch down. Lift the right thigh into the left, press the back of the left shoulder down. Okay, now your belly's hugged in. Now, you're gonna press into the back of the head and the right elbow to lift your ribs and slide them to the right, so that that left rib comes a little closer. The left side comes a little more opening. Keep scissoring the thighs together, lifting your right knee into your left, drawing the belly in. And then inhale, back to center. Okay, legs scissor together, belly draws in. Exhale, knees up and over to the left. Right shoulder's anchored, left thigh is lifting into the right, belly is hugging in. Press the left elbow, back of the head into the mat. Slide your ribs to the left. Let that right rib come a little closer to the floor. Keep squeezing the belly. Inhale, back to center. Okay, one more time each side, but this time we'll come into the twist. Exhale, scissor the thighs, draw the knees up and over to that right elbow, and let them come all the way down. Take the left shoulder down, press the back of the head and the right elbow into the mat to slide your ribs to the right. And then inhale, come up one leg at a time. Set your feet down and just slide the hips over to the right a little bit now and bring the knees back up. Exhale, the legs scissor together, drop the knees up and over to the left and then set them down. Press the right shoulder down and then the back of the head and the left elbow down to slide your ribs to the left and roll your right ribs more to the right. And then inhale, one leg at a time, comes back up. Set the feet down, heels right in line with your sits bones, and then just slide the arms down and the shoulders down out of the ears. Just let the arms be totally relaxed. And then inhale, lengthen your tailbone and curl, or lengthen your spine and curl your tailbone up. And as you exhale, press your feet into the earth to lift the hips. Come into a bridge. And let the back of the head press gently into the mat. And then take your hands and grab the edges of your mat and pull the mat apart so that your shoulders can roll under a little bit if that feels good. Keep lengthening the tailbone so that it's like you're trying to send your tailbone right between your knees, and then hug the inner thighs towards one another and down. And pull the sticky mat apart so your shoulders roll under, your chest is expansive. And then release the mat, release the shoulders, and lower down one vertebrae at a time. Walk the feet a little bit wider than your hips and windshield wiper them side to side. And then come all the way, both knees to the right. You're gonna pick up your right foot, and if this doesn't feel good on your knee, don't do it. Flex the feet first, and then pick up your right foot and set it on the outer left thigh, just below the knee. Flex that right foot, and you're kind of hooking the outer edge of your right foot into the outer edge of your left thigh to send that left knee forward and down. Good, and then engage your glutes to support that. Stretch both arms up overhead. Take your left wrist into your right hand and pull your left arm away from your left knee, and use your right foot to pull your left knee away from your left arm so that whole side gets long, and then your ribs are in and your belly's in and your glutes are strong. And then release the arms, unhook the foot, unwind. Inhale back to center. Exhale, both knees to the left. Flex the feet, pick up the left foot, hook it on the outer right thigh, send that right knee forward and down, engage your glutes. Inhale, the arms stretch up. Now your right wrist lands in your left hand, and you pull that right arm up and away and send that right knee down and away. Big breath through the whole right side. Really amp up your breath. And then soften, unhook the foot, bring the knees back up. Realign the hips and the shoulders, sternum, crown, tailbone. And then walk the feet together and let both knees open, Supta Baddha Konasana. Take one cleansing breath, your big inhale through the nose, and then exhale, let it out the mouth. And then bring the hands back to the ribs. Fingers around the front, thumb around the back. Relax the shoulders out of the ears. Exhale wherever you are on your breath cycle, let all the breath out. And then a big, slow, deep inhale. Fill yourself all the way up to the top. And then slow down your exhale. Try and make it a couple beats longer than that inhale. Let it all go. 2 more like that. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, empty out. Last one. Inhale, fill up. Breathe right into your ribs. Feel all of that expansion in the ribs. Sip in a little bit more air all the way to the top. Get as full as you can, and then soften the throat and soften the chest, the torso, and exhale. Let it all out the mouth, deflating that balloon. Let the breath go out the mouth. Let the arms soften by your side. Let the legs extend. And find your shavasana. Adjust your body in whatever way it needs to adjust so you can fully rest here. We did a lot of work. Really let your body have this time to incorporate all that energy, that prana, that space, that strength into your body. And then just rest. I'm going to read an excerpt out of the book Untamed by Glennon Doyle. Now when I feel lost, I remember that I am not the woods. I am my own tree. So I return to myself and re-inhabit myself. As I do, I feel my chin rise and my body straighten. I reach deeply into the rich soil beneath me, made up of every girl and woman I've ever met or ever been. Every face I've loved, every love I've lost, every place I've been, every conversation I've had, every book I've read and song I've sung, everything, crumbling and mixing and decomposing underneath, nothing wasted. My entire past there, holding me up and feeding me now. All of this too low for anyone else to see, just there for me to draw from. Then up and up, all the way to my branches, my imagination, too high for anyone else to see, reaching beyond, growing toward the light and warmth. Then the middle, the trunk, the only part of me entirely visible to the world, pulpy and soft inside, just tough enough on the outside to protect and hold me, exposed and safe. I am as ancient as the earth I'm planted in, and as new as my tiniest bloom. I am my own touch tree, strong, singular, alive, still growing. I have everything I need beneath me, above me, inside me. I am never going to lose me. If you're able to stay in Shavasana, stay just as you are. If you are ready to begin transitioning, start by feeling your body on the earth, feeling into the feet and the legs, feeling into the trunk, and up into the heart and the head. Start to deepen the breath and feel that expansion of breath, an expansion of the body out into space. And then let that deepened breath transition into slow movement, bringing the hands somewhere to rest on your trunk, perhaps your belly or your heart in your belly, or the hips in the belly, whatever feels called to you. Feel that connection with yourself, that strength in your own core, strength in the core of who you are, that trust in the core of who you are. Feel into that which you hold close to you. Your own self, your loved ones. Send yourself and them love and gratitude. And feel that deep sense of respect and compassion for who you are and where you've been and where you're going. This journey that we're all on. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we be awakened to the light of our true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing and kindness for all beings. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a wonderful evening. Much love to each of you. And I will see you next week.